So good morning, everyone. Welcome on this rainy Sunday morning, but it's nice and warm outside. It's not that cold, so it's a good day, right? A good day. And we are continuing with our series on creation. And my talk this morning is on creation as an action. Creation as an action, what we create. And I think you're going to enjoy the lesson very much. And I always say that you will feel better when you leave than when you came in this morning. We always say that to you because we really mean that. And this is really the close of creation. Next month we start our series on prosperity. So that should be really wonderful for all of us. Okay, so we have our treatment this morning, which is going to be done by Fanny Munlin, our licensed practitioner. So please help me welcome Fanny.
Good morning. Let's take a deep breath and go within to the Spirit of God within each one of us. Recognizing that there is but one power, one present, one God, one source of all life. That power and presence is operating in and around and through each one of us right here, right now. And as we let go and let the power and the presence of God create in our lives that which we desire, greater health, greater well-being, greater joy, right relationships. Knowing and accepting our oneness with God, there is no rejection, there is no only positive response. We know and accept this power because it's omnipotent, omni-action, and omnipresent in every area of our lives. And we move forward this day with the confidence that all things are working together for good in our lives. And as we let go and let God, greater joy, the knowingness that we are one with an infinite knower, an infinite doer, and that all that we desire, the good that we desire for ourselves, we desire for everyone else. And we desire harmony and peace. And when we are peaceful, that peace transcends confusions and fear and doubt and anxiety. We let the power and the presence of God guide our thoughts. Our thoughts create our experiences. And for good experiences, we think positive thoughts. We know that there is a power that we can use for good in our lives and in the lives of others. And as we let this power guide our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, we find that we are calm, we are peaceful, we are content, we are confident in knowing and accepting who we are. For we are a divine idea in the mind of God, divinely guided, supported, maintained, and sustained in all our ways. And we move forward this day with gratitude. Gratitude for the love of God, the divine guidance of God, and with praise and thanksgiving for this indwelling spirit, I release this treatment into the law of mind and action where it's accepted and acted upon at once, and so it is.
That was wonderful, Fanny. Very powerful, powerful treatment. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Really beautiful. Sets the tone for our lesson this morning. And now please help me welcome Barbara Blake. She's our licensed practitioner, and she's going to do our reading today. Barbara?
Good morning. Good morning. Today's reading is from Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. Taking as the starting point that man has the same life as God, it follows that he uses the same creative process. Everything is one, comes from the same source, and returns again to it. The things which are seen are not made of the things which do appear. What we see comes from what we do not see. This is the explanation of the whole visible universe and is the only possible explanation. As God's thoughts makes worlds and peoples, them with all living things, so does our thought make our world and peoples it with all the experiences we have had. By the activity of our thought, things come into our life, and we are limited because we have not known the truth. We have thought that outside things controlled us, when all the time we have had that within, which could have changed everything and given us freedom from bondage. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Barbara. I think that was wonderful. Very supportive for our lesson this morning. Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to have our announcements. So the Power of Decision class will continue. That's going to be right after the service this morning. It starts at 12:30. And this will be your last day to get credit for that course. So if you have not registered, please do so today if you're interested. It is being taught by Gary McMillan and Barbara Blake, two of our wonderful practitioners, and I'm getting a lot of good reports about the class. Everyone likes it. Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker, that is the book. So if you'd like to take that class, please register today, okay? Also, on Wednesday night, we have one more Wednesday night in the series with Barbara Munlin, How to Use the Science of Mind, on Wednesday evening. That's this Wednesday at 6:30 at the Unitarian Center. There is a flyer on the back table there. Starts at 6:30 until 8 o'clock, and I'm hearing wonderful things about that. You can learn how to use the science of mind. It's really a wonderful opportunity. It's for a love offering, and it's a wonderful class, and Barbara is an incredible teacher. And so is Gary, and so is Barbara Blake. We're all good here. We're all good here. All good people. So, okay. So having said all of that, I would like all of you now to wish each other a happy Sunday. It's that time. Happy Sunday. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice to see you. Everything good?
Yeah.
Good. Happy Sunday, 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 everyone. And now it is time for our wonderful musician who will be doing some wonderful music for us this morning, and he's actually going to Japan, so he won't be with us for a few weeks, and we'll miss him, but he's going to play for us this morning. So please give a warm welcome to Yoichi.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So yes, I'm actually going to Japan for about a month, so I'm gonna miss you guys. And I'm so fortunate enough to work with a lot of students in Japan, and I think I booked. Well, I'm gonna teach at least like 15 to 20 colleges in Japan, throughout Japan, not just in Tokyo. And I have 7 or 8 performances, stuff like that, and 1 radio appearance. So that's kind of nice. I'm looking forward to that. So the radio performance, they actually air nationally, but well, you know, the radio DJ, disc jockey, I don't know him. To be honest with you, he's actually a singer. He has hit back in the 70s, but I don't know him well. But anyways, I'm looking forward to that. But he wanted me to play a couple tunes in the studio, so that goes to the air. And then you guys might be able to listen to it too later on, and I'll let you know. And also, I have a performance this week, Thursday? No, Friday.
One day this week.
February 1st. Is that Wednesday?
Thursday.
Good, Thursday. Oh, I'm leaving Friday. I'm sorry. Good. There's a time difference in Tokyo and New York City. And Tokyo is ahead of us, like way ahead of us, 14 hours ahead of us now. Yeah, so if I fly, I'll get there tomorrow. So, but if I fly from Tokyo, I'll arrive before the time I left, actually. It's kind of crazy. And yeah, 2 days, almost like 40 hours a day. Anyway, so yes, February 1st, place called Smalls. Probably you have heard it before. Smalls. I play there from 7:30 p.m. to 11. I'm looking forward to that. That's like one of those major clubs in New York City. So a day before I leave. So if you have time, kill. So speaking of radio appearance, the guy, he asked me to play one tune, I guess his favorite. So I haven't played this for a while, but probably this is one of the most famous jazz tunes. It's called Misty by Art Gardner.
Yeah.
He's a great pianist, by the way. Hope you enjoy.
really was. I love that song. I'm sure all of you do. That was beautiful. Thank you, Yoichi. You know, you talk about growth. Yoichi's been playing music for us for probably, how many years now? Maybe 3, 4, something like that? And I have seen such growth in him since when he first began, and I'm sure all of you see the same thing. Really beautiful, really wonderful the way you play. So, having said that, we're going to start out with our talk this morning, and our talk is really about creation is an action. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about this morning. Creation is an action. I was preparing this lesson, and I was privileged enough to listen to a gentleman by the name of Les Brown. Has anyone heard of Les Brown? He's a wonderful motivational speaker, and he really uses the science of mind principles. And I just want to share a little bit about him before I actually start the lesson this morning. I was very moved by the information that I received from his story. You know, we all have a story, right? Everybody has a story. Is there anybody in here without a story? Okay, then I'm not the only one. So we all have a story. So his story is that when he was a little baby, he was born in an abandoned building and adopted by a 46-year-old woman who also had 6 other children that were also adopted. And she taught him a lot of wonderful things. And he really was labeled when he was in the 6th grade, and back then they used to call people retarded. And so they told him that he was educably retarded. And a teacher said to him one day, "I would love to have you in my class, Les." And he said, no, I can't be in your class. I'm educably retarded. And the man said to him, "Don't you ever say that about yourself, because that's someone else's opinion. It's not the truth about you, and it's not your reality." And that was his turning point. And that's what I want to speak to you about today. I want to speak to you about not only learning about things, but taking action when you do things. That's really what this lesson is about. What are you creating in your life, and what are you creating for yourself? And what are some of the detours that we take along the way of life's journey? We all have our challenges, each and every one of us. But it's what we do with those challenges. When you look at Les Brown, when you look at where he was to where he is today, he's a motivational speaker who has thousands of people that listen to him all the time. He's a multimillionaire. He's done all of these incredible things with his life because he's taken action. Because he began to believe in himself, and he let go of the good opinions, as Wayne Dyer says, of other people. He let them all go into the nothingness from whence they came, and he began to believe in himself and take action. That's really what I'm talking to you about this morning. Taking action. So what I did was, when I started this lesson, I started it by looking at a car. So a car has some gears, right? You get into a car is a lot like us. It's designed like we are as humans. We have all different kinds of cars. I was in the mall several weeks ago, and I looked at this car. It was a beautiful car. And my friend said to me, "How much do you think?" I said, $150,000. It was a Rolls Royce, a small one. $360,000. I was off by over $100,000. Then we have Toyota. Then we have Lexus. Then we have all kinds of cars. The point I'm making is we are all unique individuals, each and every one of us. But we have talents, and we have abilities, and we have to begin to believe in those abilities through our science of mind practice. Whether it's an area, we have 4 areas of life. We have health, we have wealth, self-expression, and relationship, right? Those are the 4 areas that we all get to participate in. The reason I'm talking to you about a car is because what I'm learning from this lesson is that sometimes we stay in park too long. Look at the gears on a car, right? You have park, you have reverse. Some of you don't drive, so some of you are looking at me like you don't really, yeah. But I drive, so. But you really trust me. You have park, you have reverse, you have neutral, and what else do you have? Drive. That's the one that I'm going to talk to you about. Les Brown had his own TV series. They gave it to him. And they wanted him to do something about like a Jerry Springer kind of show. And he said, no, I'm not doing that. That's not my standard. I'm not doing it. So they canceled his show. So guess what he did? He stayed in Park for 10 years. This is the point I'm making to you this morning. He stayed stuck in Park for 10 years. He didn't move forward. He didn't move backward. There's also reverse. We forgot about that one. There's reverse, there's Park, there's neutral, and there's drive. So he stayed in Park for 10 years because he felt what? Rejected, right? So how many times do we not participate in life because something happens to us? Because we have a challenge. But I am here to tell you that the quicker that you get back into the running, as it were, or back into the process of living, the better off that you will be. Whenever we have a challenge, no matter what it may be, we have to go into another gear, and that gear is drive. The action of God will be with us. It will inspire us. It will bless us. So if we have something planned, we have to participate in that plan. We can't stop ourselves. How many people in here know the meaning of stopping yourself? I do. Yes? Most of you. When we stop ourselves, we are not creating our good or what is meant to be in the world. If you listen to someone like Les Brown and look at what he went through in his life, he kept on going. So I am saying to you this morning, do not put your gear into Park. Place it in drive. Begin to drive your own car. This is not about driving someone else's car. It's about driving your car. Because your car is the only car that you can drive. You see? Your car is the only car. Your person is the only thing that you can drive. You can put the gear in drive and move forward, not looking in the rear view mirror all the time. Sometimes we do that. We look in the rear view mirror, but if we use our teaching, this infinite one, this principle of life, as Fanny spoke about in her treatment, this power that is always for us will move us out of whatever it is that we are in. And does life happen to us? Yes, it does. Do we have challenges? Yes, we do. But we can work to move forward, or we can go into reverse, or we can stay stuck in neutral, or we can stay stuck in Park. So my question this morning for each and every one of you is, what would you like to do with the remainder of your life? Whatever that may be for you. Some people say, well, I'm too old to start something new again. No, you're not. No one is ever too old to begin something new again. Or I don't know if I can go on my vacation. Yes, you can go on your vacation. Plan to go on that vacation. Be good to yourself. Plan to do the good things in the future. Listen to yourself. Go within and know that God is guiding you and creating for you and through you right action and right knowing. There is always something within you that is helping you, that is blessing you, that is uplifting you and inspiring you. Creation is in action. So creation is what you do with what you have learned. I'm going to say that again, because it's taken me a long time to learn this. Creation is what you do with what you have learned. Some people just want to keep on learning and they don't want to do anything, right? That's part of the process. It's not only learning, it's also doing. It's getting out there and saying, yes, I can, and yes, I will. You see? Being motivated from within by the inspiration, taking inspired action. How many people in here have a project that they're working on? It's unanimous, just about everyone in the room. That's wonderful. So you're celebrating that project not only by the information that you're receiving, but also by the actions that you are taking, you see? Les Brown, in his beginning journey when he started doing motivational speaking, he said he worked for the sanitation department down in Miami in Florida. And he said, how will I begin to do this? And I'm telling you right now, how is not the question. You will be shown how to do it. You will be given the tools and the information if you are practicing this teaching. You just have to come up with the idea and then take inspired action. But you need to take action. There needs to be an activity, something that is working through you that will bless you, uplift you, and inform you. And then when you get that information, what will you do with it? You see, that's the other question. What will you do with that information? How will it bless you? How will it uplift and inspire you? Whatever that area of life is for you. Maybe you want to create some more money in your life. Anybody with me on that? Yes? Good. That's a good thing. So more money will bring you more. Barbara and I were having this conversation this morning about how sometimes we don't even need to do things. If we have enough money, we can hire people to do things for us, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are many people that write books and they have ghostwriters, and the ghostwriter does most of the work. They get paid to do a lot of it, but they do a lot of the work. You know, at the end of Louise Hay's life, she had a ghostwriter. She had someone that was helping her to write some of the books she was writing. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just to get out of your own way. When you think there's something wrong with the plan that you have, go back to spirit. Ask again. Know that you are receiving whatever information it is that you need or require or desire. It's the same thing in every area of your life. Next month, we're doing prosperity. Prosperity is a wonderful thing because it is also creating something. In this teaching, we believe that money is God in action. That's what Raymond Charles Barker taught. Money is God in action, you see? It's not the things that we're taught about it. It's really love. It's really participating. It's really being able to do more things. And you have to know as a child of God that you are like an heiress to this wonderful, wonderful teaching. And you can create whatever it is that you would like to create. It all starts with an idea. And then it starts out, you have that idea. There are many people in here that are writers. You've written books, you've done things. You didn't get to do that by sitting back and just having an idea. You have to start writing. You have to move forward with whatever it is that you're doing. And what are some of the things that we tell ourselves about writing? What are some of the things that we say? Anyone? I don't want to. Okay, that's a good one. I don't want to, yes. That good. That does not communicate what I wanted to say. Thank you. No one will look at these words. Rob?
The Knicks game on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes.
I have writer's block.
I have writer's block. That's a good one also. I have writer's block.
I'm not an expert.
I'm not an expert. How do you become an expert in any field? By doing, by also getting the information and doing, okay? It's what you are doing with the information. There are so many people that are very, very talented, and no one gets in their way but who? Themselves, exactly. We all get in our own way. So how do we get out of getting in our own way? No matter what it is for, whether it be a healing, a revealing of health and wholeness, attracting more friendship, having a loving relationship. Sometimes if we've been in a relationship and we think we'll never get over that relationship, we have to move forward and we have to have a new idea about that. We can have a loving relationship with someone new if we would like to have that. We can demonstrate that. Whatever it is that you want to demonstrate, you have to begin to take an action. It doesn't just come to you. You have to take the action. That's what this is about. Creation is there for you, but if you have the rest of your life, you know, everyone in this room has something in common. Guess what that is? It's called the rest of your life. See? We each have the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with the rest of our lives? There's a song about that, right? What are you doing the rest of your life? Yes. So you have to think about that. What are you going to bring into your life? Each and every morning, I have a practice that I do, and I've been doing it for a long time now, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm very grateful that I can do that every day. I meditate, I pray, and I do some yoga, and it's been really wonderful for me. It really has. I love it. It's my practice. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also learning that if I really want to create more, I have to get out and do more and be more and develop that. You see? What is it that you are doing in your life that you're not taking an action on? Are you still in park? And what are the reasons that you give yourself? Maybe some of you are looking for work or employment. If you are looking for work or employment, you have to do the things, take the necessary action, the inspired action. Treat yourself to life. That was a book that was written by Raymond Charles Barker. And that's a wonderful book because he's talking there about spiritual mind treatment, which is our methodology. It's really the method of our whole teaching. And what it teaches us is that there is this infinite oneness that we have. And when we connect to it, and when we affirm something, it becomes our reality. If we keep affirming health for ourselves, we have health. If we get into the negativity, that's what comes back to us. It's the law of cause and effect. So what is it that you are creating for yourself in your life? If you're always complaining about something, that's what you're bringing in. If you're always complaining about the lack of money or the lack of funds to do something, that's what you bring in. You have to have a new idea. My teacher, Dr. Grayson, said this over and over again. Get a new idea. And become informed by that new idea and then take what I call inspired action. Inspired action means that you are treating. What is the next step that I need to know about this? What do I need to know about this? You could be recovering from something. It could be a health challenge that you have. What is it that I need to know about this? How can I have my demonstration of perfect health and well-being? What must I know and what must I do? These are the two questions that I would begin to ask yourself, rather than just saying, what must I know? Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. He says we are great information collectors. We love to create and listen and gather information. But I am telling you that this year needs to be something different for you. It needs to be a time when you're not only getting the information, but you're acting on the information. You're getting out into life and you're practicing what it is that you're learning. Practice what you are learning. They don't teach this in the school systems. They don't give you any of this in the school systems. I was in a school system for about 25 years. And while I loved the children and I loved what I was doing, I was often feeling like there's something missing here. Any of you ever feel like that when you were in school? Or is it just me? Yes? Something's missing. There's something missing in the school systems. And you know what it is? It's really the value of the human being, the value of the child, not the grade. I always felt that way. I still do. Grades are important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying grades aren't important, but I am saying you have to work to accomplish. You have to value yourself, and you have to value the people that come in front of you. Regardless of what their views are, I have learned this, you have to give value to what you are doing. If you begin, this is what Les Brown talks about, if you begin to value yourself despite what other people are saying, look what they told him. They told him that he was mentally challenged. They told him that he could not participate in the right grades, that he couldn't go to school as a normal child, that he was mentally challenged. And good thing for him and for the rest of us that he didn't believe them. That's what I'm telling you today. Whatever those thoughts are that you may have about yourself that may be stopping you or keeping you in park, I am telling you today to change them. And you don't have to change them only on the human level. You change them on the spiritual level. You go to spirit within you. You ask for and receive divine guidance. You ask for and receive God's grace. I do this every day. Do I get tired of doing it? Sometimes, yes. And I still do it. That's the difference. I still do the things that I do, even though I may have all of these reasons why I shouldn't do them. I can talk to people about all of the detours that I can take, but every day I know that it's up to me. So let's say together, I ask for and receive divine guidance. I ask for and receive divine guidance, and know that you do. And every day when you are asking for and receiving divine guidance, you are blessed by the Spirit within you. You are moving out into life with a new consciousness, a consciousness that is renewed, a consciousness that is changing. You know, I look at the music of Yoichi, the wonderful music that he brings to us. He has had such growth. It's been amazing, wonderful. All of us are doing the same thing. We are on this journey together. And we are all being blessed by the Spirit within us. But we can't just sit here and take in the information. We have to act on it. We have to do prayers. We have to do the things that make you happy. I always say, find 3 or 4 things that make you happy and do more of them. It's a simple kind of thing. It's not challenging. If you like theater, if you like music or movies, have music and movies and theater in your life. Bring more of it in. Because the happier that you are in consciousness, the more good you will bring into your life. Like always meets like, you see? If you are walking around angry all the time, and boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, there's a lot of angry people out there. I don't want to join them. As for me, I don't want to join them. Sorry. You know, there's a lot of things I could get angry about. I really want my consciousness to come from love. I've learned so much from all of the great teachers that are in this teaching that have gone before us. Louise Hay, Dr. Grayson, Raymond Charles Barker, Wayne Dyer. I love Wayne Dyer. I used to listen to him all of the time. Les Brown. He's with us. Go online, go on YouTube and get some information and then act on it. If you have a project, I suggest to you that you write it down. And then I suggest to you, you get clarity about it. Is this something that I really would like to accomplish in my life? And if it is, take the steps and you will be guided to do it. That's why I'm speaking to you this morning. I'm not speaking to you so that you can get all this information and go home and watch the game. I don't even know about the game. Isn't that something? Who's playing?
It doesn't matter what Parker says, is that people that make decisions,
Yeah.
and there are people who make a decision and stop doing things they did before and do something new. And that's what I meant by that.
But no, I'm very serious though. Who's playing in the game? That's what I'm... Oh, it's that, see? Super Bowl, yeah, I knew that. Okay. So there's 2 teams playing in the Super Bowl. I don't know who they are. I think the Patriots. Oh, Philadelphia, okay. All right, now I know, okay. I don't really keep up with sports or anything. And I let that be okay. See, this is the other part of this message this morning. Whatever it is that you decide, just let it be okay for you. You see? You are moving like on a ladder. It's almost like a ladder that we have in life. We're always learning, we're always doing, we're always growing. Always growing. And we're being blessed. And whatever it is that you're doing, just let it be okay. You know? Like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I would never admit to not knowing who was playing at the Super Bowl. But now, you know what? It's okay. Now I know who's playing. So what? You know? It's all good. It's all good. Whatever you would like to do, become your support system. I always tell people in this situation here, in this center, this community, we started in the back room, and I used to say I started with nothing. But I have learned that there was never nothing. And that's the same thing I'm teaching you this morning. There is always something within you, just like there was within me. And we prayed and we treated that we would get a better room. We were in the map room. Check it out some Sunday. Interesting room. Little tiny little room. We had a message. We're growing. We went to the George Washington room. That was our next room. And then we prayed and treated and we came to the Parkside, and we've been here for 9 years. 9 years we've been here, yes. Thank you. Yes. And we did that. I used to say I started with nothing, just like Les Brown says that, but you know what? None of you in this room ever start with nothing. Just remember that today. If you get one message from this lesson today, know that you have something within you, each and every one of you, that is there for you, that will help you and guide you and bless you. It will uplift you, it will inform you, if you will go to it. And then act. Go out in the world and do something different. What is the project that you would like to bring into your life? Maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you'd like to have a relationship, but you're afraid. Offer it up to Spirit. I am afraid. I feel fearful, but I'd like to let it go. And I'd like to be in a better, harmonious relationship. Whatever it is for you, maybe it's health. Offer it up to Spirit. I am managing my health and I am blessed. I'm getting healthier every day. Maybe it's relationship. Remember, folks, the first relationship you have is with yourself, always. Treat yourself with respect. Treat yourself with love. Know that you are being guided. that there is something within you, that S, that something with a capital S, it is spirit. It is always enlivening us, blessing us, uplifting us, and informing us. If we will go to it, it will give us what we need. We have to know that. We have to know that we are being blessed and that everything that we need in the universe is coming to us with ease. Whatever challenges you may be facing, know that Spirit is going to open the way for you to let them go and to move into a whole new experience. Does that sound like something that all of you would like to experience? You have to not only gather the information, but you have to practice. You have to get out into life and practice and know that you have value. That is so important. That is more important than anything that you will ever do. Value yourself. Have value. Remember Les Brown. Remember what they told him and that he didn't believe it. Maybe someone told you something years ago and you held on to it. Get yourself out of park. Get yourself out of reverse. Get yourself out of neutral and place the gear into drive. One thing about me, I do love to drive. I really do. I don't mind driving at all. I have friends that say, oh, it's nighttime. I don't want to drive at night. I don't care. Could be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'll still drive. That's okay with me. I like to drive. But the point is, you're driving your own life, you see, by your thinking and by what you are doing. And you may say, well, you don't know about my boss. I've heard that. I have a boss that is so stubborn and so challenging and so this, and change the story. What if one day you began to wake up and say that your boss was really treating you with respect? That you really liked your boss, that your boss was fair? It's a new story, I know that. But it's a story that you can start to tell. And the more that you begin to tell your new story, the more it becomes your reality. You see? I have learned that what you do not give a voice to goes away. Anyone ever see that? I wrote a treatment for Creative Thought magazine, and Fanny brought it in one morning, which was very gracious of her. And it's one of my favorites. It's called My Voice Gives Form to Blessings. And I love that because your voice does give form to blessings. So what are you giving form to with your voice? That's the other question for you. And what are you giving form to with your actions, you see? Are you on your own side? Are you for you or are you against you? That's the other question. If you are for you, then every day you wake up revitalized, energized, and blessed, and you change your story, you know? You let that old story, try it for a month or two. You can go back to the old story if you want to, but just try it. Get the new story and keep it for a month or two and see what happens. You can always take the old story back, but I say to you that if you begin to encourage yourself and bless yourself and uplift yourself and be inspired by the Spirit within you, that you will be blessed, that you will be uplifted, and that you will begin to create some wonderful new things in your life. I want to read something from this wonderful book called Creative Mind. And I think it speaks to the lesson this morning. This is what Ernest Holmes says this is an older book called Creative Mind. He says, never struggle. Mind makes things out of itself. There is no effort made. Do not think that there is so much to be overcome. You see, this is my message to you this morning. We make up reasons why we can't have something. We make them up in our own mind. And we have to ask for help with that because we all do it. It's part of our human condition. But as you're learning, even in your class, the power of decision, make a new decision for yourself that there is nothing to overcome. He says, have a calm sense of perfect peace as you realize that God is all, and you are using the law, and that nothing can hinder it from working for you. As you use the law, you begin to believe that nothing can hinder it from working for you. You see? I've heard of demonstrations this week in the areas of health and well-being. That people have been helped by these words. Knowing that there is nothing to overcome, there is only something to know. And then he says, we must do things in a consistent and persistent way. We must have consistent and persistent trust. Very, very powerful. Are you trusting people or are you trusting spirit? That's another question for you to ask. All we have to do is provide the right mental attitude and then believe that we already have, and we shall see it. You see? We must believe then that what it is that we would like to demonstrate, we already have it. We already have it. Les Brown went out on stage being very, very afraid and thinking to himself, I'm not an expert. I don't know any of this. I've learned, I've worked hard, but he began, you see. He began his journey of speaking in front of people. He started out with a small group of people. It became larger and larger and larger. He was in service. He was offered a television show. He would have had a lot more money. He would have been a lot more visible. But he would not let go of his standard. He didn't want the Jerry Springer show, and I don't blame him. So he began his own journey. It took him 10 years to come back, but he came back again. And everything that he learned blessed other people. Everything that you share blesses other people. When you share what it is that you love, when you share, if you have something within you to share, maybe it's writing, maybe for you it's something in the finance world, whatever it is, if you are sharing it, that is really your generosity. That is when Spirit will come through for you each and every time. You must know that Spirit is working for you. And then you must take that action. And that action is so very, very important. The action of your words. Your words are very, very important. The words that you speak, we talk about this all the time in the science of mind. Your words are powerful. They have power. So if you keep talking about that boss, I had a boss many, many years ago. He was very challenging. And that was before I was a teacher. And everyone in our department would say, he's this and he's that. And we all had agreement, you see. You can agree about something, but you have to kind of break that agreement if you want to make a change. It's like you're entering into an agreement for something. If you're agreeing that you're never going to get better, you have to get out of that agreement. You have to form a new agreement with Spirit that says, yes, I am getting better every day. Yes, I will get better every day. Go to your treatment work, get a treatment for yourself. Know you are getting better. Know you are in balance with life. When I started 9 years ago in the map room in the back of this room, I did not know what would happen. I just kept relying upon Spirit and relying upon principle. And we have helped many people in this center, in this community. We really have. It has been a blessing, not only in my life, but in the lives of many others. How will you bless yourself and how will you bless other people? That's the question. You get it through creating something for you and something for others. You are, each and every one of you, blessed. You are inspired from within. And I am asking you this morning to make a new agreement with yourself, that you will let go of the old and bring the new into your life. Become inspired to have more, to be more, and to do more. And I hope that this lesson has been a framework for each and every one of you to bless you. I want you to think about Les Brown during this week. I want you to stop telling yourself that you can't do something. I want you to take your car out of park and drive it. Drive it somewhere. Do something with your life. Something that blesses you, uplifts you, and encourages you. Maybe it's a vacation that you've been planning and you're going on a vacation. Make it a good one. Enjoy it. Have fun. It's so important to do that for yourself. It really is. This teaching is such a blessing. It blesses all of us because it gives us the courage. You can treat for courage, just like the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz. One of my favorite stories. I love that. And I also love the woman who wrote about that, The Wizard of Us. She wrote about that in a beautiful, beautiful book. And who am I talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about? The Wizard of Us? She is one of ours also, and her name is escaping me. I can see her face in front of me. Houston. Jean Houston. She is amazing. I've heard her speak in Texas when we had our ministers' conference. She's an amazing lady. She's done a lot of amazing work. And she writes about The Wizard of Us where she compares all of us to having all of these different characters within us. Sometimes we need courage, sometimes we need a heart, sometimes we need a brain. And what's the other one? Heart, brain, courage. There was one more. That's it? Okay, that's it. That's it, yeah. So we all need that. I just didn't remember which one. I thought something was missing. So we all need that, and we all need to pray for that, to be inspired, to be blessed. Jean Houston, she is another wonderful, wonderful person. If you want to read anything by her, she is an amazing author. She's a very gifted writer. She's written many things. She wrote the foreword to the Science of Mind textbook, where she talks about the Science of Mind textbook as something that is not really like for all people, that people are invited in when they start to read this book. It's by invitation, and the invitation comes from the Spirit within you. To have this teaching is to have a gift. You have a gift. Use it well. Don't only use the gift for information. Use it in your life. Use it to bring you out into the world in a new way, with a new story, with a new creation. So I'm leaving you with these words. What are you going to create with the rest of your life? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? I'd like to leave you with that, and I'd like to end the lesson with a spiritual mind treatment. So let's go within and let's know this truth together. That this word is now being spoken into the law for each and every person in this room, including the speaker. Knowing, understanding, and resonating with the divine. Knowing that the divine is blessing, uplifting, and encouraging each and every one in this room to have perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect joy, perfect relationships, and wonderful, incredible self-expression. Each area of life, everyone in this room is now uplifted and inspired to move out in a new direction, to get a new story about himself or herself, and to tell it in a wonderful way. This is inspired action, and everyone in here is creating a new life. From this day forward, each and every person in this room is blessed, has a new story to tell, and tells it with wisdom and joy. Each one is encouraged to move out into life and to say yes to life. Yes, I can, and yes, I will. And where there has been something personal for each and every person, whatever that is, there is a demonstration. And that demonstration is displayed in mind, the one mind, which brings everything into reality in a divine way. This word is the truth. It is released to law. The law does the work, so be it. And together we say, and so it is. And that is the way it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now have some more wonderful music from Yoichi. So please welcome Yoichi for some more fabulous music.
Okay, the second section I'd like to do, anyway. So, speaking of Super Bowl, I'm actually excited to see Eagles playing a game. I used to live in Philly, so anyway, sorry. Last time they were there was a riot, and then I used to live right in the center city of Philadelphia, and I was able to hear the people screaming and yelling. So that's kind of crazy. So I hope that wouldn't happen, and I hope they win. But anyway, it is what it is. I'll be in Japan probably. I would like to share this little quick. Every year, I and my dad used to watch the Super Bowl in Japan, in Tokyo. They used to run. I think they still run that. So. Again, because of time difference, they do that in the morning. So I and my dad used to just watch the Super Bowl game somehow in the morning. Without alcohol, nothing, no party. We just chill, talk about games, that's all. Anyway, it's a little memory. So I'd like to do, it's raining, so I'd like to do one of Burt Bacharach's masterpiece, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Raindrops are falling on my head. Thank you, thank you. That was awesome. Really good, thank you. Would anyone like to share a demonstration or something, like a good demonstration that someone is having or something like that, something good, something affirming in life? Yes.